So I wanted to do a really quick book review on The Hate You Give. I finished that last week or 2 weeks ago or so, and I loved it. It's a very easy read, but it's not a simple story. Let me just say that. It's a story about a Black teenage girl who witnesses her best friend being shot to death by a police officer. And it's talking about her story and how she feels about it and how she kind of maneuvers through. Sorry about that. That's my daughter's toy. I was going to try. Okay, it's over. Okay, anyways. So she's trying to maneuver her own feelings, and in addition to, how she feels about this police brutality situation. I should tell you, she's a Black woman, and she witnesses her best friend, who also is Black as well. My daughter never plays with toys, and yet here we are. So, anyways, so she's dealing with what's going on currently in society, and then she's dealing with the fact that she lives in the inner city, but she goes to an all-white school, and so she's learning. God, I can't get my words out. You get to see the dynamics within how her daily life is within her school, her home, and how people perceive her and how she perceives herself in dealing with this horrific situation. And I mean, that's really the book is so much. It's so good. And I think the reason it resonates with me for a lot of reasons. And I think there's one part in the book where and I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I say this, but she's just, she has a boyfriend who's white, and that's another thing she has to deal with. So anyways, I think she's having a conversation with him amongst her friends, her non-Black friends. And she basically is discussing about how exhausting it is to live in this duality. And I think a lot of minorities can resonate with this. And what I mean by duality is you have the way that you act amongst your family and friends, your homies, and then you have how you act within your workplace or with your friends who are that you're not particularly comfortable showing, I guess, your real self around. So flipping in between those two worlds can be exhausting. And that really resonated with me, because I feel like a lot of minorities have that experience as well. And so anyways, I recommend it. It's an easy read, but it talks about the frustrations that Black people all over the world, but currently specifically the United States, are having to deal with, how they're perceived, how a Black person is oftentimes villainized in the media, and then you only see this one facade of them, and that's the only facet of life that people being society wants to hold on to and hold you to that one facet. So I think it's a very interesting book, and I recommend it. It's called The Hate You Give.